Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.
All right, it's Jackie Jones here at In Your Head Wrestling Radio, and I'm joined by the Ugandan giant Kamala. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Doing very well.
Well, good.
Yeah, I'll let everybody... Yeah, it is hot.
Yeah.
I might go outside and grill up some steaks after the interview.
Oh, man, that sounds good. I wish I was there.
You're welcome to come by. Get a couple steaks. That'd be good.
Yeah, man.
Well, I want to let everybody know that that your book, Kamala Speaks, over at KamalaSpeaks.com, you can go there and you can actually be part of the process. You can donate some money and help make it a reality, and I think that's very cool for all the fans out there.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I appreciate what everybody's doing for me so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, of course, you want your book out there, but to think that people who enjoyed your wrestling career and you like you as a person are actually giving some of their money to help this happen, that would have to be a proud moment for you, I think.
Yeah, that would be great. We met our goal not long ago, and then after that, they still can order the book and order some of my skirts, and I had a number of skirts over the years,
Mm-hmm.
and anyway, they can do that. And it'll kind of help me to offset some of my medical bills, my past medical bills,
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. And then my air conditioning, just different little things, though.
Yeah.
That went out in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I saw there's I was just saying, I saw there's like 7 people who wrote forwards for the book. That's gotta be pretty cool. That so many people that you've worked with over the years would want to be have something to say for your book.
Yeah, that's great, and it was good talking with them again too. So that was great. That helped me out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then just reconnecting with a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. I wish I could be there in person, and Ken and I are working on trying to get me a van,
Mm-hmm.
a handicapped van, and that way I can, because I'm on dialysis, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't let that get me down. I'm up every day and working every day, doing little stuff, and that way I could drive to a lot of the shows. And, I would love that, to drive to some of the shows and reconnect with my fans, sign autographs and stuff like that. Oh, man, I would enjoy that so much.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. And like you said, you could get to see some of the guys again, and you get to see the fans again, and in a way, it'd be like being out on the road again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm. So everybody, even like you said, even though the goal has been met, the more people donate, the other things can happen for you, and there's also a lot of benefits for people who do donate. Like you said, you can get worn skirts from you, and there's all different little things. If you go to the website, depending on how much you donate, you can get something special.
Yeah, they can go to Kickstarter.com and it'll tell you everything, how to order, when you'll receive it, or about when you will receive it, and all kind of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. One of the people I was kind of surprised that was did a forward or something for your book was the Insane Clown Posse. A lot of the people were from back in the day, but ICP is a more modern thing, and some people aren't big fans of ICP. But what was when you worked for ICP? What was that like for you?
One thing, it was different from organization that I ever worked for. The people are wild, and everything is wild, and just about everything goes.
Yeah.
And and they have big crowds too.
Yeah, and any wrestler I've ever talked to that's worked for him has always said they're very good to work for. They always pay the guys well, and I guess they treated you well.
Oh man, yeah, they fly me in. They have a way for me to get to the shows, a way to get back, nice motel, and they pay you well, and you don't have to worry about your money. And then they come and talk to you personally, and they just treat you, like, I mean, everybody's somebody, but they treat you like you're somebody.
Yeah, that's always very cool. I was always, over the years, I know you've had different managers and different kimchis. Who would have been your favorite kimchi? Your favorite manager, I guess.
Favorite manager or kimchi? Well, they all was good, but I got to say Steve Lombardi was about the best, because I was with him longer than anybody, and he was good to me and good for me.
And was it good to have like someone who could take bumps, like a wrestler as kimchi, because then they can get involved a little bit?
Yeah, that's always good, because the people, they waiting to see something happen to him, because he's always involving himself in the matches, and nobody ever get after him. So whenever they do, my opponent ever do get his hands on him, that's what the people want, and they just go crazy.
Yeah. Now, when you turned you became a good guy in WWF at the time, and you had a little feud with Kimchi. Was that weird for you? All of a sudden now you've worked so long as Kamala, and now you're the babyface, you're the good guy.
Yeah, it was weird to me, because it's something that I just didn't want to do. So it was either do it or die, do it or you wouldn't have a job.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like being a babyface, and there was nowhere else for me to go, really. So being a babyface, it just wasn't my thing, no way. I just like being that big, mean heel. Yeah.
Now, I heard recent interview with Bret the Hitman Hart, and he mentioned that he always loved whenever he'd see your name next to his at a show, because he said it would always be like a night off, because he said it was just great working with you. Did you like working with Bret Hart, and did you ever expect him to become world champion?
It didn't surprise me that he became a world champion. And Bret and I had so many matches. He was so cool, so easy to work with. And plus he had a great attitude, good guy. And I feel the same towards him. Whenever they say I'm working with Bret Hart, just a night off.
Yeah. Now, did you prefer, working where you'd be like the monster, where you'd wrestle a smaller guy, or did you like the matches where you were both big guys?
It's better for me to work with a smaller guy that's, I say for a guy even like Hogan or smaller.
Yeah.
And it's just so much easier for me to work with them.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you wrestle someone like Hulk Hogan and they're so loved by the crowd, what was the atmosphere like that for you while you're in the ring with someone who the crowd loves so much?
The atmosphere was great, a lot of noise, and that's what I like, and that just give me the go ahead. Just do my thing, just act like I'm killing them. Mm-hmm. And Hogan knew how to sell it and make it look as if I was killing him, and the crowd go wild. And every time he go to look like he's about to make his comeback, I put him right back down. And so when he do make that big comeback, that's when the people's on their feet.
Mm-hmm. Did you do your own face paint and body paint?
Yeah, I did. I did all of my stuff.
Yeah.
I made my skirt, handmade my skirts, and I did all of this stuff.
Well,
in my spare time, when I said, for instance, I'm sitting around on the road, I just up and make me a skirt, because I didn't go out to clubs and bars. I mean, I have been in a few, but very few.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sit in my room, take my needle and thread, hand sew me a skirt. I got so many skirts. Some of them I hadn't even worn but one.
Well, I think that would be a good thing to learn to do too, because you'd save money on the road too. Instead of have to buy your gear, you can just make it yourself.
Yeah, I made all of mine. All of mine is handmade. I don't even know if I could buy a skirt. I probably could, but
yeah.
But I made mine just the way I wanted them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you ever make anything for any other guys? Any other gear?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Now you said you didn't go to the clubs. Was that just something you weren't into, or did you not want to go in case you would get recognized?
To not be recognized, and then sometimes the people in the bars get rowdy and I just wouldn't for all this stuff. They get to drinking and they can't control their liquor. So I just prefer to go to me a restaurant, have a nice meal, and go back to my motel room or hotel room and just stay, watch TV, and like I say, make skirts and things like that.
Yeah. Now, did you ever get recognized? Because obviously you're a big guy, but you wouldn't have the makeup on, and when you would go out, and would that be a problem because you wouldn't want people to think, he's in regular clothes and he's not, Ugandan, savage?
I've had a few people to recognize me when I was out, and I say for instance, my managers, if I go out with my manager, they would know him because they see his face on TV. But Kim Chi and I could go out together, and they wouldn't recognize me as fast because he always had the hood on.
Right.
And I always had the paint on, so they wouldn't recognize us as fast.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you did the book with Kenny Casanova. Was whose idea was to write a book? Was it his idea, or was it something you've always wanted to do?
No, I didn't want to write a book because there's so many books out there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many books out there, and I wasn't interested in writing no book. A lot of people have approached me about writing a book, and I turn them down. But Kenny Casanova, he sent me an email, and he made it sound so good and so interesting for me to write a book, and that's why I did it. And after we got to doing it, I really had fun laughing and talking with Kenny. And Kenny would bring up a lot of things because he would talk to other wrestlers about me. And they'll bring up, well, he did this and he did that. And Kenny will bring it up like, oh, yeah, I remember that. That was funny. Yeah, I remember doing that.
So it's almost like stories you might have forgot about, and then here they bring them up, and it's like reliving old times.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. That's how I really got into the book. I said, I didn't. And then when they bring it up, I said, I sure did it. I said, but I said to myself, I thought they had forgot about that. But they hadn't. And some of the guys that I hadn't heard from in years that he talked to.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know Jim Cornette is, has donated a lot of pictures for the book, and is some ones that people have never seen before. And what was Jim Cornette like back in the day when he was a photographer?
Oh, he was real funny, always cracking jokes. Real good guy, real nice guy, and he loved to crack jokes and tell jokes. Mm-hmm. So he was a real good, friendly guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I met him many times. He's always, and everyone knows who's seen him. He's hilarious. Now, I also read that you had trained with Hayes and Gordy and Paul Bearer. Now, what was when you were training? What was that like, and what were those guys like back in the day?
Well, a lot of people say that,
But
But no, we wasn't trained together.
Okay.
When I met them, they was, matter of fact, I'm older than they are, but I was wrestling, they was wrestling before I was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we didn't train together, but we kind of started in the same territory together.
Mm-hmm. That's why you have to get the book, because you can't believe everything you read online, but you have to buy the book so you can get the real story.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Now, Paul Bearer, I've had on the show many times, obviously before he passed away, but always a great guy, real good friend to the show. And do you remember have any stories with Paul Bearer?
Right off, I can't really remember. No stories on him.
Mm-hmm.
No more, and he was my first manager. And my first manager, by him being my first manager, he promised me I was a heel. They turned me heel. That was when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned me heel a few months after. And Paul Bearer was telling me that he was going to buy me a new Cadillac and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I started looking for my Cadillac, and he'll come in with a hubcap. And see, this part of it right here.
Mm-hmm.
The next week he'll probably come in with a stern wheel, old tire, or something like that. That's about all I can remember, but I know we would laugh and talk a lot together.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really remember anything real funny about him right now, but I know he did some funny stuff.
Yeah. Now, we talked a little bit ago about wrestling the smaller guys, and even like you would be bigger than Hulk Hogan, but one guy would be bigger than he'd be Andre the Giant. So, how would those matches go? When you are wrestling someone who is actually a lot bigger than you.
Like Andre?
Yeah.
Andre and I, during that time, we moved kind of slowly, like, not as fast as the guys today. And anyway, back then, Andre and I had some really good matches, I think. I feel good about him. He feels good about him. And that's why he chose to work with me.
Mm-hmm.
But we had some real good matches working with Andre. And I was surprised for a big guy.
Yeah. I think a lot of people only saw Andre, later on when WrestleMania started. So some people haven't seen, like the older matches when he was moving around, really well.
Yeah, because I first wrestling back in '82, and for to be as big as he were, he could really move, and he was pretty agile for to be a giant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mike Bessler, we have some just a few questions here. Well, a lot of them, but I'll just ask a couple of them on a Facebook page. Mike Bessler wants to know, what did you think of the Kamala 2 angle with Plowboy Frazier?
I didn't like it at all. That was a slap in the face. Because during that time, they had just created me. And when I went to Memphis that night to see a friend of mine, it was nobody in the Coliseum. It was nobody there. So anyway, they did that little vignette, a video of me in the woods, and said that, where I was going to be wrestling Lawler that Monday night. And when they showed that Coliseum was sold out and turning people away. Mm-hmm. Because they believed that I was a Ugandan, and they believed everything they saw just about. And so it was drawing good. And then the next thing I know, they had painted Plowboy Frazier, who everybody knew, and he had been in Memphis as a cowboy or some of everything.
Mm-hmm.
and it just killed the gimmick. The houses stopped drawing right then. So I was just there about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, they didn't want me to draw. They wanted me to draw, but to keep on drawing, they didn't want that because Jerry Lawler was the king there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I say they killed him.
What do you mean by that? Because you think he didn't want anyone to be like a bigger draw overall than him?
Exactly. And he the one created me.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I can't understand. He the one created me, and he the one killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you get along with Lawler today?
I get along with Lawler very well. But I mean, I'm just talking business now.
Yeah, I totally understand.
But I get along with Lawler very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't seen him in a while because I've been sick for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I would see him, hello, James, or that we'd talk there for a minute. And most time when I see him, I'd be working against him. And we had some great matches.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I've seen him, and every time I worked with him, we had great matches.
Mm-hmm. George actually asked a question here about Lawler. He says that Lawler had told a story that the first time you saw the crescent moon on your chest, you thought it was a banana. And do you remember that?
Who thought it was a banana?
He says that Jerry the King Lawler had told a story during an interview that the first time you saw the moon painted on your chest, you thought it was supposed to be a banana.
Oh, I didn't. I don't know. It could be true,
Right.
but it's been so long ago I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was yellow, so I could have thought it was a banana.
Right, and it's shaped like one. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Jujubee wants to know: have you actually ever been to Uganda?
No, I've been to Africa, but I've never been to Uganda.
Mm-hmm. Nope. When you wrestle in Africa, how do the people there take to the gimmick?
Oh man, they were wild. They was wild, and they have a few wrestlers there too. But we talking about back before Kamala.
Okay.
And I was wrestling with Jim Harris, and anyway, I know I was wrestling one of their guys, and I beat him 1, 2, 3, and that was all right. But after the 1, 2, 3, I just jumped him, beat him down, and then some of the other guys from England come in and help me. We just beat him down, and it was a ride. So we had to stay in the ring until they called it. They got the police there, and the police were with dogs. And they still was riding, so what we had to do, they sent that guy back in the ring. And when we went to jump him, he beat all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He just beat all of us out the ring. So that's the way we got out of there. They calmed down then.
So, did you ever think, when you when you were a kid, or when you first started to get into wrestling, that professional wrestling would take you all over the world?
I never thought it would. No, I never thought that it would take me all over the world. I thought I might have been a few places just around the United States, and no, I never thought it would take me all over the world.
Yeah. Well, what was your favorite country to visit during your wrestling career?
I liked Kenya. I loved Kenya. But I stayed in Kenya for a little while, and I got to like it.
What was it about Kenya that you liked?
Well, I liked the food, and before I was married, good-looking women.
Right. That's always a plus.
Yeah, but anyway, I like the food, I like the climate there, and I always saw it on television. I wanted to see the wild lions running wild, not in a zoo. And they took me to see all of it.
Oh, that's very
cool.
cool.
The wild elephant, wild lion, monkeys, and all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be a very cool memory. Now, I heard I know you said you're working, and I heard that you actually you build furniture.
Yeah, I do. I'm building yard furniture, and I build a few chairs to go in the house, but mostly yard furniture and picnic tables, benches, and stuff like that.
So is that for like people locally can buy them from you, or?
Yeah, because it would be too hard to try to.
Yeah, try to set
It'll
a
be too
picnic
expensive
table.
to try to ship it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. But I think that's very cool, and I think that's motivational for people that things health wise, and you're building furniture. I think that's great.
Yeah, I enjoy doing it. And if somebody want to buy some furniture from me, just drive down and pick it up, and I get a chance to meet them.
Yeah, I need it.
Excuse me.
No problem. I need a new picnic table, and that would be very cool to see my picnic tables made by Kamala.
Yeah, I will autograph it. Whatever you want.
Very cool. I'll pay you in steaks.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, that would be good.
Yeah, it's a good. It's a good barter system, I think. And,
yeah.
Yeah. I want to tell people it's kamalaspeaks.com, and from that site you can get to the Kickstarter and you get all the information about the book. And I'm really looking forward to it, and I want to thank you for talking to me.
Hey, thank you. I've enjoyed it.
I enjoy as well. So take care, and hope to talk to you soon.
Okay, same to you.
Thank you. But I think.
Oh, yes, this is Paul Bear. You remember him, don't you? This is Percy Pringle III. You're on In Your Head